After watching this week's episode of the ladies getting ready for Carnival in Toronto, I just got one question. Who invited Yavanna? Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Kim Ray, and I'm back with another Real Housewives of Atlanta review. And you're watching Kim Ray Music TV. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe down below to my channel. Like this video, that means thumbs up to let me know that you feeling this content. Comment down below on what you thought about this week's episode. That's if you agree or disagree, honey. Write what you think about this week's episode, and make sure you are linked up with me, following me on Instagram and Twitter at Camry Music TV. Alright, so the ladies are gearing up for the trip to Toronto for Carnival, and Tanya is the hostess with the mostest for this trip. I'm wondering if they're going to give her a peach. We love Tanya. She was trending tonight in Houston. Portia was also trending. Marla was also trending. But Tanya is a really sticking out type of person, right? Because it's only her second year on the show. And I'm going to need her to get a peach, right? But anyway, all that aside, we're going to go ahead and get into Portia. Her and Dennis seem like they're real chummy, giggly, flirty. You know, her and Lauren are out doing makeup at NARS or something. And Lauren wants to make sure that Portia's not taking it too fast the way that she initially did. You know, we love the baby, even though the baby was the product of moving too fast. We love her, but this should show you, like, we can't be moving all this fast, right? So, Kobe, what you got? No. So, I don't know why I feel like a type of way about Portia and Dennis, like her getting back so cool with him so fast. You know, he ain't my man, that ain't my situation, but you know, we love Portia to death. So to see this man do her crazy while she's pregnant and had been all this time with this like independent Portia and getting herself back in the new Portia and having her own place, this nice house and career woman and all this stuff going on, you know, to see her get with this man and then her so quickly go back, like, I don't think she went back to how she used to be, but quickly went back to this domesticated, like, crying over this man, and it just kind of just gave me a blow to the heart as a black feminist, okay? But I do believe in resolving issues. I don't know how I feel about getting back with a man that's cheated, just because, I just don't know. It takes a strong woman to do that. And maybe that's what she's being, is strong, and maybe more progress has been made than what's been captured on the camera. So I can't really speak to that. It just kind of did make me feel a type of way, and I could see Lauren was feeling a type of way too. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and skip because I don't really remember all the stuff. Child, the Married to Medicine reunion is on for 2 hours. I don't even watch the show, but the set was so beautiful that I had to stop and watch. And then I was just like, oh, they just got so much drama, like good drama. It's not like you threw shade about that. Like, it's like juicy stuff. And it's crazy because they're doctors. It's not like ratchet because it's not just people just trying to get a storyline. Like, no, these are career women or wives, but still. Okay, but anyway, so let me see what I got in here. Bro, I just had a question, like, why was Yavanna there? She had blonde hair. I don't know how she's gonna really establish like a presence or like a fan base when she keeps like changing her look. Now, I could be dumb, I could be naive, or I could be thinking more of like, if she was a singer or something, if you were a singer and artist, you would have to kind of stick with your look so that we could kind of like be able to figure you out in the crowd. That's kind of what kind of problem I be having with Normani. Sometimes I can't really tell like who she is. You know, she's coming out more, she's making herself more known now. But with Yavanna, I'm just like, what are we gonna get? She was given that flat iron, and I know I complained about the flat iron, and it's like she heard me, she's switching it up. But now I just be like, child, who was that? Who was that? I can't tell who that is. Regardless, because I just caught myself being contradictory. Regardless, she looked good. She had the BITCH and pearls on the back of her jacket, you know, because remember, she's that B from Clark Atlanta. But I just was like, are we trying to get her a peach too? Is that why she was invited to the trip? Like, I just thought it was kind of weird that if she was going to come on the trip, you'd think that she would roll with Nene, not like with the girls who like ain't really feeling her like that, you know? So Thought that was interesting. But all the girls get to the airport. You know, the sun is coming up. And all the girls look great. I'm like, how are we traveling in these heels? You know, we get our normal routine of the ladies with these behind the scenes cameras, and Marlo passport gets stolen or lost, and I'm like, this girl has the worst luck with traveling. I've heard a lot of crazy stuff about Canada, about how they don't let you in if you have like, I think, any criminal history. So I thought it was interesting that Marlo was able to go. Because I think I've heard of artists who haven't been able to go. So, I don't know. Maybe the show had to work something out. I don't know. But anyway, they all get there, and Tanya's teasing on the Sprinter about how Marlo had gave her the bunk beds. Remember back in Destin. I think it was Destin or Tokyo. I really think it was Destin. And so, you know, she kind of alludes to the fact that, you know, since you did me like that, I'm gonna have to do you crazy. But another reason why we love Tanya, she's all about fairness, positivity, love, peace. Okay, she was like, everybody got the same room. She's fun. She's lighthearted. I'm just like, how can you not like Tanya? To watch her, excuse me, y'all. To watch her and Portia in the dance class, they twerking together, they having fun. I just was like, how can you not like Tanya? It's like the ringing question. How can you not like Tanya? How can you not like Tanya? Okay, but Tanya's the hostess with the most. She's offering some type of like culture and history about Carnival, and you know, even though some of them have probably been to like the islands like Jamaica, St. Kitts, Bahamas, all of these other, Barbados, all these other places, I was not aware that Toronto had one. So she was kind of offering her like lineage and how she's connected to all of it, right? So they go to this dance class so they can learn how to whine, okay? And it's not twerking, which is what Portia's doing and which is what I would be doing, but it's more whining, like winding the hips, winding around, right? Wind. But it was cute to see all the ladies doing it. I thought it was funny. Candy was saying that she's not much of a dancer, but she's the one from a girl group when they used to be dancing. You're my little secret, and that's how we should keep. So I thought that was interesting. Oh, I just realized my headband has green in it, and it's probably gonna mess with the green screen. Oh well. But yeah, so they go to this dance class. But prior to that, Kenya, Cynthia, and Candy are recapping on the triple date with Mark. The ladies are basically speaking up, saying like what issues they had with Mark. You know, how he didn't side with his wife, how he went out later on with Todd and Candy, but you know, didn't invite her, didn't bring her. And you know, Kenya feels bad afterwards and doesn't end up going dancing. I just, you know, I ended up tweeting like, I just want to see Kenya happy on this show. Like, I don't really care for Kenya. I'm not a Kenya stan, but I hate how she's always on here crying over all these different men. I just really want her to just be happy on this show. So maybe it's some soul searching that needs to happen. Maybe it's you know, different ways that she might need to look at relationships or men or whatever. I don't know, but she wasn't there, okay? So all the ladies reconvene on top of the on the rooftop, and it was real nice. All the ladies were serving body goals the entire episode. They were serving, you know, the outfits were beautiful. Just, I mean, I just love it. Hair, makeup, everything on point, okay? So we get up to the rooftop, and it's kind of like a come to Jesus, like we gonna lay some things out. But Portia has this idea of being more delicate with things so that it's not so lethal. I mean, you've been working with these women. Maybe she's been there probably about 8 years now. 8, maybe under 8 years, but no more than 8 seasons. But you know, you've been working with these women, so it's like you don't want to come at them foul every time because y'all do have a sisterhood, right? So she brings up the fact of Eva throwing this shade, saying like, your C-section scars ain't even healed up yet, and you talking about this, you talking about that. And you know, we all thought it was pretty crazy because it's like you're filling in for her, like you're working her job, so y'all are a little bit closer. And that's what Portia was saying, like, you're in my village, which means like you're in my, like, my inner, so you know more than just the Real Housewives Portia. And so just like Eva's known to do, you know, she's backpedaling and saying that she ain't say that. And, you know, Candy's like, I mean, why would I lie? You know, so we end up charging it's a pregnancy brain, right? Like Eva is known for this shade and these dirty behind reads, and then always backing out saying those weren't my intentions, or y'all took it too serious. But it's like your face, you don't laugh, or even if you do laugh, like at least own the fact that you said it. When you just deny, it's like, but you said it. Maybe that wasn't your intention, but you was pretty hyped up, okay? But maybe you was hot in a dress shop, I don't know. And that's what Cynthia was trying to say. So then it's Cynthia's turn to bring up this fact of Kenya spoiling the engagement. Y'all, Kenya tried to sit there and act like she didn't see... she didn't understand how Cynthia could feel that way because she had a premonition, and she told Candy to go ahead and say what she had to say. So when she told Candy to go ahead and say it, and Candy still expressed that same disdain, I was like, okay, so are you really gonna sit here and act like you don't understand why we think that you was trying to spoil the surprise? Like, you didn't have no premonition. You did not have no premonition. You got a text message. And I believe Candy was paraphrasing. I think she said, like, I think he's about to propose. You might want to get here, whatever. She might have said it word for word. But it's like, Candy ain't say that because she noticed some stuff going on. She said that because Mike Hill said, hey, stick around. Okay, like... You know, like, even if Kenya was confused, even if you was like, yeah, me too, Candy could have been like, well, he just told me to stick around. Like, she probably wasn't going to text all that, but it's just kind of like for you to walk up and be like, I have a feeling that he's going to... You ain't got no feeling. You got a text message is what you got. But I think Cynthia didn't want to go too hard on her, number one, because... I do not believe that Cynthia would ever get in the ring with Kenya as far as, you know, verbally. So maybe she didn't want to go in too much. And then another thing is, maybe, you know, Cynthia's more focused on being happy. But, you know, Mike had a problem with it just like any man would. Any one of your friends. And Portia was just so shocked. Like, she did what? Like, what was said? What had happened? Any friend that does that, it's just like, what are your motives? What were you thinking? What are you doing? Okay, if I had a surprise party, if I had like a gender reveal and I gave you the gender of the baby, or if I had a surprise guest come in, and I tell you who it is, and you as my friend go off and tell such and such, like you're out of line. You're just out of line. So Kenya tried to charge it to like having a big mouth, and it was like, no, you've kept secrets before, I'm sure, especially with shooting. Yeah, you've kept secrets before because you had a whole entire marriage, a whole entire wedding that you didn't want nobody to know about until after the fact. So, I mean, let's not sit here and act. Let's not sit here and act. Okay, so with all this going on, I wondered if they had Nene in the wings, just like with cocktails, just waiting. Because then she walks in, it's silence, and you know, for dramatic effect, they just kind of kill the episode there. I will say that it seems like the ladies are back on track. We do need some drama, so it's not to say like I want them all to be kumbaya. I just don't like when it get down to like this person's fat. Like, of course they're fat, they're pregnant, they're up in age, so they're more prone to like these things that happen. So like, come on. Okay, but that was this week's episode. You guys comment down below what you thought about this week. I'm laughing because I didn't take very many notes, and maybe there wasn't a whole lot going on. Next week, it looks like Dennis is going to come out and surprise Portia at in Canada, and I don't know how I feel about it because it's like Portia is going to get away. So why? It's kind of like when Offset just like came onto Cardi B's set to apologize to her. It was just like, Cardi B is working in the midst of your mess. Like, don't bum rush her stage in front of all these people and put her in a predicament where she gotta accept you. And so the reason why I feel like this relates is because it's like she's trying to get away and enjoy and not think about all these things. and then here you come. Like, just give me a moment. Just give me a minute to not be associated with your mess, especially at a public thing. Like, it's one thing for you to just be in my hotel room at the end of the night as a big surprise, but for you to like creep in publicly, and maybe I'm getting it out of context, so we'll see next week, but I don't like stuff like that. Anyway, I'm Kim Ray. This is Kim Ray Music TV, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.